4 years ago, tangible evidence of discord between Ruth Langsford and Philip Schofield first became clear for viewers to see. While delivering a line to camera for Loose Women in 2019, Ruth was abruptly cut off by Philip, leaving her visibly shocked and upset. Yet this wasn't the first time that Phil had upset Ruth and the other panelists, according to her husband Eamon Holmes. Despite just a year later comforting and supporting Phil, 61, when he came out as gay, Eamon has now sensationally claimed Ruth and her Loose Women colleagues felt demeaned by the presenter, whose career lies in ruins after he admitted to having an affair with a young runner while he was working on This Morning. So, as viewers are still reeling from Eamon's truth bombs in his GB News interview, here's the lowdown on Phil's feud with his wife. Phil cuts off Ruth on Loose Women. Ruth was fuming after being awkwardly cut off by Phil while she was previewing Loose Women in 2019. The host was introducing the lineup when the former This Morning presenter stopped her talking mid-sentence. Philip shouted, "Guys, we're going to have to jump in there and stop you, I'm afraid, because we're a bit tight for time on this end." Open-mouthed Ruth threw her hands out in confusion as Phil added, "Thank you, Ruth, and we'll catch you guys a little bit later." Turning away from the camera, looking extremely put out, Ruth insisted, "I only had about 2 more words to say, don't worry." Eamon defends Ruth following the awkward exchange on Loose Women. Eamon stuck up for Ruth, saying he felt sorry for the way Phil had treated her. Defending his wife, he told the Daily Mail Weekend magazine, "Philip is renowned for snubbing people. Has very passive-aggressive. It's up to Ruth to say how she felt, but I was feeling hurt for her. No one would have snubbed me like that. I have a good Belfast street fighter in me. I would be direct. I don't go for presenters who think they have a special privilege or aura or influence." Awkward interaction between Ruth and Phil at the NDAs when This Morning won Best Live Magazine Show at the National Television Awards in 2020, viewers noticed an awkward interaction between Phil and Ruth. After Holly began her acceptance speech, Philip went on to say, "We have an amazing team, you are the best team on the telly, we love you so much, we love getting up in the morning and standing on the shoulders of all the hard work that you've done." Phil then asked Ruth to say a few words, but a source claimed to The Sun Online the entire exchange was staged. They told the publication, "Ruth has never been invited by Phil to speak during an NTA's acceptance speech before until now. It was clearly all staged by bosses at This Morning, but Ruth clearly bristled when Phil put his arm around her." Ruth appears to make a dig at Phil after feud with Holly. Ruth seemed to reference Phil's reported fallout with Holly earlier this month when the Loose Women panel discussed dating. They were asked if they would let someone set them up with a friend, with Colleen Nolan revealing she would gladly accept her friend's choice of partner. "I would trust all of you to pick a blind date for me, well would I?" Colleen said, before hesitating. Ruth said she should trust her, before quipping, "We might be feuding at the time," leaving the others in hysterics. Viewers also picked up on how ecstatically happy Ruth looked when speaking to Alison Hammond and Dermot O'Leary on air the day after Phil quit This Morning. Eamon accuses Phil of demeaning his wife in his bombshell interview. Eamon referenced Phil and Ruth's exchange on Loose Women back in 2019. Speaking about the broom cupboard star's arrogance, he said, "He was so rude, so dismissive of the Loose Women," claiming a good presenter would have been able to deal with shaving off 20 seconds off their given time slot. Eamon continued, "He was so rude to Ruth, saying, Why are we doing this? Introducing the Loose Women lineup. What's the point of this? I know the Loose Women felt very demeaned.
Got to be some summer sad who's in our hearts, ready to come home and fall in love. I have been trying to find a way over you to a spot of oil, and where the sun comes up from above. Now